So in this video, I want to talk about navigating social media and using it to your advantage as a content creator without going absolutely batshit insane. I have been taking myself away from Instagram and Facebook, and I completely deleted TikTok off of my phone. Didn't delete my accounts on any of these platforms, but I deleted these apps from my phone, mostly because I feel kind of numb when I'm on these platforms. Like, I should be connecting with people, right? They should be social experiences, right? But they don't really feel social. They more feel like a place where I go to kind of just consume other people's lives, comparison culture, and that like FOMO of like, oh my God, I need to be doing things and following all these people so I know exactly what they're doing. Which makes me feel kind of worse. It's kind of ironic because I rely on these same platforms to build my career. And a lot of you watching this may be in that same kind of dilemma of like, how do you build a healthy relationship with social media? Is that even possible to do that as a content creator or just a creator / artist in general? And that brings up an interesting point. I used to call myself an artist. I was a musician / still am a musician, a photographer. I designed my own shirts and merchandise and clothes. Most recently, I learned how to sew, which is really fun. But I went from calling myself an artist to a content creator. I was kind of focusing my creativity and my career path on what works for the algorithm, what works on social media. What should I post that is relevant that people would want to click on so I get more likes and subscribers and followers? And it ends up sometimes becoming more of a numbers game for me. Like, I'm more concerned about the metrics than actually producing the best, most high quality, most interesting, most authentic to me type of content, because at the end of the day, that's what makes me the most happy on these platforms, is when I am making these kinds of videos that I'm really passionate about. Creating what feels right to me is what feels right to me, not creating for the algorithm and making sure that I get the most likes and comments. Because at the end of the day, those are just numbers. I appreciate all of the support, but they're just numbers. That shouldn't dictate how happy I am, the trajectory of what actually makes me happy as a creator, my authenticity as a person. These platforms are wonderful for what they are, but they're also drawing me in addictively, because that's how they are literally designed to keep us engaged, to keep us on the platforms. Our attention is money. It's advertising money for these companies, which motivates them to create these kind of casino-like experiences where maybe I'll get a like the next time I go on the platform. The apps were drawing me in constantly, and that's basically why I deleted them from my phone. And that helped me reframe how I can actually use these apps to do the things that I actually intend to do that make me happy. And I started to reevaluate what I'm actually doing on platforms that don't seem to be as, number one, monetarily stable for me, creatively stable for me, and sanity stable for me. My intention to use Instagram is to post my work, not necessarily ingest a bunch of other people's lives 24/7. I'll post some new creations that I'm proud of. I might reply to some comments or some DMs. Since I've deleted Instagram, not just as a content creator, but as a person, I just feel so much happier. I feel more focused. I feel more motivated. I feel more creative. And I feel like I'm doing the more authentic things in life that actually make me happy. I definitely feel more organized. Like, I have an entire note now that has a bunch of video ideas. I started microjournaling, which has been really interesting. And that has helped me carve out some new creative ideas and kind of get out some things, you know, emotionally and creatively away from my mind and onto my screens, so I can really kind of reflect. Like, I literally self-reflect. So I think that's what it boils down to for me as a creator, and maybe you can relate to this as well. Like, if you're a creator and you're wondering, how the hell can I still be a creator and not go crazy on these social media apps? Here is the kind of rundown. Number one, delete the apps if they're too much for you. If they are affecting your mental health, just straight up cold turkey delete them. You don't have to necessarily delete your profiles or anything unless that feels toxic to you too. You can always re-download them if you feel like you need to use them for whatever reason. And if that feels too drastic for some people, I totally get that. I think what you have to do then is reevaluate how you want to use these apps if they stay on your phone. Like, write down, what is your main purpose for using these? What is your intention for using these apps? Are they giving you what you want as a creator and as a person? Does it feel like a positive experience for you using these apps? And as a creator, think about how you can use these apps to promote your content, to post your content, content, but not necessarily go into that charade, that 24/7 consumption of other people's lives. The most kind of toxic part of these apps for me is consuming more than I'm creating. I have a freaking shirt that says creating is greater than complaining, and I found myself complaining kind of to myself more than I was creating. I was complaining that, oh my God, what is wrong with me? It was like a self-reflective thing. What is wrong with me? Why aren't I creating as much? Why aren't I living the life that seems perfect in other people's Instagram stories and stuff like that? That constant comparison is not good for us, y'all. It is just straight up not good for us. And thinking about these things will help you create a balance between how you exist as a creator outside of the algorithm, outside of what works for the most likes and comments and that kind of thing. And it could get you more into a mentality of, I want to create the most authentic and interesting and happy things for me, the most positive things, the most meaningful things, which to me makes a lot more sense as a creator, and that overall is what sustains me personally. And if you can relate to this, let me know in the comments, but I really think that's what it boils down to, is what feels authentic to you as a creator. And if being on social media 24/7 is really positively impacting you and maybe your career as well, then by all means use social media like crazy. But for me, and I think a lot of other people, there's this like dilemma of how long should I actually be on these platforms? How should I use these platforms so I don't go nuts? And that's more what I'm talking about. Don't go nuts. Don't go on these apps and feel numb. And if you are, make some changes. You can start right now. You can literally get on your iPhone while you're watching this video, delete Instagram, and just see what it feels like. It could be for 10 minutes or 15 minutes or something like that. Or it could be for an entire year. When we're not constantly faced with how do I need to perform best for complete strangers, I feel like I make better, more interesting content, more heartfelt and meaningful stuff. And I feel like I have more motivation to actually make these things in the first place. I feel like I have more time to create the things that I actually want to create. And these things feel more authentic to who I really am versus what works on Instagram. And hopefully some of these tips and some of this experience will help you as well. But if you have any tips for other people or maybe something that worked for you, let us know down in the comments. Leave a comment on how your life has changed while still coexisting with social media or not, going cold turkey and just deleting the whole damn thing. And thank you for watching this whole video. And if you made it all the way to the end, drop a crab emoji down in the comments, and then you are officially part of the hashtag House of Aqua. That's another thing, I feel goofier without social media. I'm getting in touch with my real self and I'm turning back into a little kid. I don't know what that was about, but thank you for watching. That's it. Like and subscribe, all that fun stuff. And I'll see you in the next one.